it was really, really good. The recipe is in the link below, but let me go ahead and just tell you what's inside of it. There is red cabbage, cilantro, green onion, golden raisins, cashew butter, sesame oil, and chili onion crunch sauce, because I didn't want to buy the calls it, the hot chili pepper oil. I also use apple cider vinegar and nutritional yeast. Hold on. Okay, so the stuff that I use is included in the link below. See that? But this was actually surprisingly really tasty. Now, I don't know if you guys can see how big this bowl is, but this is a huge freaking bowl. I wish that I'd follow the recipe and only used half the cabbage. So, you know, when you get a cabbage, you know, when you cut it in half, just use half. Don't use the whole thing because this bowl is humongous. Let me go get a measuring tape here so you guys get a gauge about how big this bowl is. Look at this. And it's about 4 inches high. So 4 inches high, 1 foot wide. And I already ate dinner and I am so full. So yeah, it's really, really good. And I added nutritional yeast on top of here to give it like a cheesy flavor. I don't like using packaged cheese. I don't know what it is. Like, you know, the shredded cheese? There's something inside of shredded cheese that makes me break out. So nutritional yeast is fine with me. But this was amazingly tasty. And it's very filling too because it has a lot of fats in there. So this is cashew butter. If you guys are wondering why am I deciding to try raw vegan food, it's because, as you guys know, I try to go low carb, right? And one of the things about going on like a low carb slash keto diet is I want to make sure I don't have too much sugars. And I also want to avoid gluten. I want to avoid egg. I found out that if I eat too much egg, I actually break out. I actually have skin issues. So this is a sauce. And the sauce was just the cashew butter with the sesame oil and then some of the chili onion crunch. So this is my preferred brand that I like to use, Kadoya brand. You can see I use quite a bit. So I bought it brand new today and half of it is gone. You could, in the video, he did use a lighter sesame oil and then he added toasted on top of it. So if you wanted to save money, I guess you could do that. I think the lighter one is like just the light color sesame oil is cheaper. But don't quote me on that because I always buy toasted over here. But yeah, try this recipe. It's surprisingly tasty. If you find it's a little bland, just add nutritional yeast, add a little salt. I did use Celtic sea salt over here. So most of the stuff I already had in terms of the base ingredients, but cashew butter I didn't, golden raisins I didn't, and sesame oil I didn't. But all this stuff, you know, was really, really good. No, I did not fix the rolling machine yet. But yeah, it's nice. So you can see everything's in here, right? See? You can see the cashews, you can see this. It did come out to be kind of costly. I'm not gonna, let me tell you what the cost was, okay? So the sesame oil was $3.99. The salted cashews came out to $6.99. I bought, let's see, how much was this? What was it, 6 ounces or so? 9 ounces for $7. And then the red cabbage came out to $4.98. The golden raisins came out to $4.99. The green onions were $1.50. The cilantro was $1.49. The cashew butter, that stuff over there, $13.99. So this is not a super cheap meal, but because I already ate dinner, right? I actually think this makes about 4 servings, 4 or 5 servings, depending on how much you eat. And it looks like it won't fill you up. Again, all the nuts, all the cashew butter, all the oils is so incredibly filling. I didn't eat any meat with this thing, and I'm stuffed. So yeah, no, this is like it's supposed to be a Thai spicy salad. I didn't really taste the spice. I used the Trader Joe's chili onion crunch. See, I have some over here. I'm almost out of it. But I didn't use very much at all, and I kind of like the way it tastes. I definitely will make this recipe again. But as I mentioned, I'll only use half because one is just too freaking much. I don't think it needs meat. Surprisingly, right? You would say like, oh, Erica, don't you think you should add chicken? It actually tastes great the way it is. So if you want to go meatless or reduce your meat intake, I had grilled chicken earlier today, so don't think I'm going on a raw vegan diet all of a sudden. This would be a really good thing to have. And with the price of how meat is, I would say that I'm not going to be surprised if more people become vegan or vegetarian. I am, of course, lowering my meat intake a bit because of the price of meat. But, it's not like, how would I say this? It's not like I'm going to be shunning meat completely. I also bought lamb and I also bought chicken today in this grocery run as well. But it is nice. It is nice. And I did hear that they say that if you do refrigerate this with the sauce does get a little hard. So that's why I made it on the side instead of putting it on top. And yeah, this is actually really, really, really tasty. I like it a lot. So that is all I wanted to say, you guys. I hope you guys try this recipe. And you will probably see me eat more raw vegan foods at home. Not out, because I feel that for instance, if I went to a raw vegan restaurant in Brooklyn, it would be so pricey. So pricey. I remember I went to some vegan or vegetarian place last year, and I could not believe how pricey the food was. It's like small little portion, things like cashew cream. Oh, it was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is expensive. But if you make it yourself, of course, you don't have that markup so much. Or alternatively, if you want, you could always just order a salad. But as you guys know, if you want to make like a vegan dressing, you don't really have that much options except vinaigrette. So cashew butter mixed with some sesame oil, surprisingly good. And just by itself, add a little salt in there if you feel like it doesn't have enough salt. But yeah, this thing, $13.99 for this. Peanut butter is usually $3 for, I think $3 for a pound, right? And this is $18. Yikes. In the recipe, he did use about half the jar. You can see how little I used compared to him, because I don't want to use like $6 worth of cashew butter at one time. I don't even use that much dressing when it comes down to my salads, though. Yeah. Look at Tony. I took a date once to a vegan restaurant. It cost me more to eat veggies than it does to eat a nice steak. Yeah, those places add up. It's surprising because you would think that it would be more affordable, right? But it's not. Oh, also, I'm going to upload a video that I filmed at the grocery store about a vegan alternative to foie gras. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I recommend you guys check it out because the price was just absolutely shocking for that. No, I don't watch Weird Explorer, the fruit guy. But this is yeah, so nuts, fats, sesame oils, that kind of thing. It works really well. I really think that the secret to staying full is not loading up on carbohydrates, but it's really just the fats. And if you have fats and if you have protein, you're pretty good. But in this, it has just so much sesame oil and cashew butter inside of it. It just works really well. Yeah. So, and don't forget your Celtic sea salt. This actually is really nice on top of it. Just add a good amount. If it still tastes a little bland, add more. This, I don't know what it is about Celtic sea salt. I always thought that this like a bougie salt, but it really does make a difference. It doesn't taste like iodine, It's like, when you use a cheap salt, it's just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it tastes more artisanal. And that's what I'm so used to when it comes to like vegan food or vegetarian food. Like, the places when you go to those like expensive restaurants, we're talking like $25 a plate or so, or $30 a plate, those. Yeah, you can taste it. It doesn't taste like they just got iceberg lettuce and they just plopped it with a tomato and like, ta-da! It has like different flavors in here. It's very, very enjoyable. put it on the blender. No, I did quite a bit of chopping. Very easy to make. We'll see how it is. I'm sure I'm gonna eat this for breakfast or lunch tomorrow. Probably Lewis will have this for lunch. I think this is just gonna be quite a bit of food over here. Ooh, look at this. Made peppercorn jam the other day. That looks like it's similar to the peppercorns could be done for spicy strawberry vinaigrette. Mm. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna get going and check my video out that I'm gonna upload in a bit.